we need to accept that.
Is there any reason we shouldn't?
I certainly can't.
Okay, then I will move to accept that $16,000.
Been moved and seconded, any discussion? All in favor? All opposed?
I think I saw an actual typewriter.
What are you looking at?
A letter from
We also have, request for loan vehicles for the 4-H. And the, how many different things were there?
There's two. Rock Spring Branch, which you've done every year, I know that's in the summer, but it was on here. Graham County Historical Society, they would like to host Discover Kansas Day in Graham County. And that would either be May 3rd or June 7th, both Saturdays. Nancy would drive. They need to know now so they can, if they're not going to get a transportation, they may not be able to host it here, or they'll have to figure out other means of transportation. So it would be taking people around in the county, historical areas and things.
The only question I would have about that would be, would May 3rd interfere with anything the school would need to do with buses?
That would be, you have to check with Bob.
I mean, that would,
And
that'd be the only stipulation.
Right.
busy
Yeah.
making the track meets.
Well, with May,
And that's what I
it's
told them
crazy.
when they applied, that we'd have to look at the schedule, and if, it's on a Saturday, so likely not.
And Nancy's already told them they'd have to take a yellow bus, because
Right,
we're not sending to push her out on country roads.
yeah,
So,
and that's what I told her as well, so.
And not the new one.
Can we approve them based on?
Subject to,
Conflict?
Yeah, well, it says right on the form that, the school schedule is first priority, so.
And what are they gonna do? Gonna drive around?
It's Discover Kansas Day, and the
Goes
way
to the 611,
the way it was explained to me is that, that people will come and they go to different historical sites in Kansas, and this would be one in Graham County that they would come and visit the
Oh, I
different
see. So
historical places.
The people
The
come here and
museum,
Get on a bus and go.
yeah.
take a little tour in Graham County though? they're
In
not
Graham
gonna-
County, yeah.
Okay.
it's kinda like the furthest away they were gonna go is maybe to Cottonwood Ranch, which is what,
Just
half
across
a
the
mile
line,
across the
yeah.
line.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve it, assuming there's no conflict with school activities.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, any discussion? All in favor? Anyone opposed? Carried.
And then do we need to do that other one too?
I assume
Are they
that was you
separate
talking
ones?
about both.
Yeah, my motion was intended to include both.
Okay.
I do have one quick question about the insurance thing. Why would we throw this out?
Well, I'll tell you what, if you look, Pauline asked me what the differences in the quotes were. And so I sent her an email at 3:29 today, telling her what the quotes are, and you see the response today at 4:24. So, my way of thinking, this was sent on to whoever, and she sent it to them at 3:47, right after I sent it to her, and then they adjusted their quote down to get the bid. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's right.
we're not in
That's
bidding
my
war with
opinion.
them.
Well, I guess
We
my
asked
thing is,
we asked for a proposal that would be presented to the board, and to go back and say, well, here's a low bid, or whatever, your bid was too high, so, or higher, so make a compensation to bring it lower. I mean,
If they had called on Friday, when this said this was revised, before they talked to you and said, we revise our bid, and then, it'd have been different, but it was after.
Well,
That's just my opinion.
my opinion is,
Feel like I
if
can
all
punch you in the
things,
nose.
all things equal, I can pay more and stay local. That's my opinion.
But-
The taxpayers in this community are the ones that fund the school, and, I don't know that's the case here, I haven't had a chance to really look at it, but I truly believe it is worth paying, if everything's equal, I'm willing to pay more to keep it local, because,
Within reason, I agree.
yeah, I mean,
I
there's
think
obviously.
we've set precedent in the past, we bought a vehicle from Money's, you know, at 5 to 10% over, you know, above the other bid, and, you know, we've done that in the past, and to be honest, I'm with you, I was ready to accept it even at the higher rate,
Yep.
and I'm not saying which, you know, this does change things, it kind of frustrated me too, that they would do that, but honestly, I was ready to, I probably would have picked them to begin with.
I still will,
Did
just because they are local,
Did anybody, I never quite got them out, the tail.
we'll figure it out.
No, 40% of whatever they charge, but
40% of 50,000, I mean,
I don't know, I don't know.
he said total premium.
I thought maybe it was just that section, did I miss that, or was it the
I don't know.
I don't know, yeah, I couldn't follow, that was.
Well, what happened
I would
before,
imagine it'd be the whole contract.
that's 40% of 50,000.
Yeah,
No, that's 20,000.
Yeah.
well, I just thought that's what he was saying.
I thought maybe it broke down, it was just that section,
Yeah, I thought it would be 40% of
the liability section.
Oh,
the
liability.
backdated, yeah, whatever
Oh,
that
okay.
the legal deal.
Well,
I didn't ask that question, I'll find that out.
what's that?
I'll find that out for Wednesday.
I was impressed with the other guy's knowledge. He seemed like what was his name? Bigger guy?
Oh, Myers.
Richard Meyer. Yeah. He seemed like he knew what was going on.
Well, I guess my question is, if the board decides to go with him, why would we not accept the lower bid?
There you were. It's up to you. Do whatever you think. You're right. Oh, yeah.
What did you
Take the
say?
lower bid.
Well, I'm just saying, if we decide we're gonna go with Bridges, it looks to me like it'd be
I
stupid
just
to
wish they
throw
would've
this out.
done this.
Well, I'm not.
It looks terrible. I agree. It
It
looks
probably
terrible.
should have never been sent anyway,
Well, that,
the difference in the bids.
I guess my question is, how did they, I mean, she asked for what their premium was, or their,
She asked what the difference in the bids were.
Well, when I talked to her earlier today, and we didn't discuss about this, she just said something about going to the meeting, and I had forgotten that we had to go over this, and she said, well,
Lesson learned for me. I won't let any information out in the future.
and she asked me if I had
well,
any idea.
I had visited with her about the deductible, but I didn't tell her anything about premiums.
Well,
But
you
I
know
did,
anything
she just
with
made
that.
the comment, she wondered if that, how much different it was, because if it was very much, there would be no point in her even coming down here, because
Even if you left it the same, it's not like $5,000.
What's that?
There's always a point in coming down.
Sure there is. Okay, well, I guess then we will, we can find out some more about that and
Well,
give us time to
papers
look at.
too.
Yeah, I haven't had it, you know, to compare apples to apples like that one deal, the earthquake and the flood deal. You know, that could, regardless of what happened tonight, you know, that could change one way
Well,
or
there's
the
quite a
other.
bit
Could tip
difference
the
in the
scales.
coverages if you look. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
well,
really-
that's what I mean, but
But
that's, I think the two are close enough that we really gotta sit down, it's not just,
It's 20,000 for tail coverage though, isn't it?
I'm trying
I can't
to
think
find it,
yet.
and I can't.
So that's saying every time you ever switch, you're stuck with that tail. What did we do the last time when they took,
They
when they,
covered it.
who covered?
Conrad.
They backdated their coverage?
We didn't buy tail coverage. They took care of it.
Well, maybe that's one of them things that we can, if we decide that, that
It
could
comes
be,
back to 1999, if somebody, if we switch to Bridges, it says 2014, so you have to buy coverage to cover yourself back.
Just of the legal part of it,
Right.
right? Where, I cannot find it.
yeah, I can't either. But we can have those numbers for the 15th.
Was that the claims, okay, this educator's legal liability coverage, that's what it was, right? The premium for that is $1,000, so we'd be at 40% of $1,000,
Yeah,
$400. That'd be what we would have to pay to buy this tail.
I mean, if
Am
we
I,
just need to
does
confirm
everybody
that,
else
but I
understand it
think,
that way,
I
or?
How you
think
figured
that's,
that fast?
Well,
it's $1,400 $40.
It's just moving a couple periods, that's all.
I'll call it, or stop by and ask, just to make sure.
Look at this city meeting.
You wanna do that? I'll let you do it
Okay. All right, are there any other items that we need to talk about before Wednesday? I guess we can also put all the items that we didn't get to on there for Wednesday.
Yeah, except for the audit report, probably.
Yeah, the audit report, we can do that.
Well, is what's his name for Mesa Miller supposed to, is he gonna come? and do
Well,
that?
we moved it to February, so
Yeah, that's what I mean,
we will have a lot of items on February, but if we can move the rest of them and have this Wednesday, that'll relieve a lot of February's load.
so,
Okay.
Let's
Yeah,
do
if
everything that we deleted on Wednesday.
If there's no other,
Can I add an item for Wednesday? Or ask you guys, I'd like to talk a little bit, in depth, a little bit more about our strategic plan. If we could just,
Yeah, I kinda dropped the ball in this meeting, I
just
kinda brought up the
you
speed
just
on.
need to stay on it.
well, we can discuss that, I mean, we talked about getting the facilities thing, group would be probably the next thing, and then in February, we would, Mr. Hibble would give us an update on the stuff that we, the webpage and that stuff that we talked about.
Okay.
We probably gotta give them a little time to get that stuff kinda going, but I do think that facilities thing, we need to stay on that, cause that's something we need to get going. We need to give some direction on, find out what we're doing. Okay, if there's no other items, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
And is there a second?